Are you tired of getting your ass beat every time you put on the cape and cowl? If so, boy, do I have good news for you, because in this video, I'm going to teach you how to master combat in the Batman Arkham games. And maybe after this, you'll go from being the virgin Bruised Wayne to the Chad Bruce Wayne. After all, there's only so many concussions a person can take. You're about to learn the easiest way to fight flawlessly. That's right. So before you go shoot up some venom, I'm going to teach you how to fight better than Ra's al Ghul ever could. And by the time this video is over, you're going to have all it takes to become the hero Gotham doesn't need. No, seriously, all of the hospitals in Gotham City are already filled to the brim, and they don't need any more uninsured goons being sent to the ER with traumatic brain and life-threatening injuries. But that's not important. Soon, you'll finally be able to unlock every combat trophy, earn every challenge medal with any and every character, and get 100% completion in every game. Except Arkham Origins. I can't help you with that ridiculous online mode. Now, in all the games, to unlock most of the combat trophies, you need to get 3 medals on all the combat challenge maps. You are guaranteed to get all 3 medals if you don't take a single hit and if you don't break your combo for the entire challenge all 4 rounds. The game refers to these as no hit / perfect round and flawless free flow, respectively. You'll know that you're doing this right by making sure you see these terms at the end of each round and at the end of the challenge. You can also make 1 or 2 mistakes and still get 3 medals, but any more than that and you should start over. Now that you're initiated, let the training begin.
I'm going to enjoy this.
There are many moves throughout the games, but you only need to use a few to accomplish everything we just mentioned. On screen is a list of moves in order of relevance and when you should and shouldn't use them. Also, make sure that you've unlocked all the combat Wayne Tech perks from the story mode, regardless of which of the games you are currently playing. This is crucial and will make your job 100 times easier. The ones that are most important to unlock are the critical combo strikes, special combo boost, special combo instant takedown, and the special combo disarm and destroy. You'll see the importance of the second 2 in a moment.
Who's first?
Now, looking at the list of moves on screen, let's begin with what I call the intro moves. At the beginning of the fight, you have the most amount of options because your combo hasn't started yet. Any of these moves are good ways to begin the fight. For instance, you can use the Backlash Slam to get right to the center of the action quickly, or you can wait for an opponent to come to you and then you can counter them. I usually use the Backlash Slam myself, but sometimes if I feel like mixing it up, I'll run and slide to trip a goon for fun and continue from there. Or if you're playing as Red Hood, you could just flat out unload 2 clips into the first henchman unlucky enough to cross your path.
Time for practice.
The fighting in this game is rhythm based and the key is timing. Being too quick to act or too slow to react will mess up your combo. Strike and evade are the 2 moves you'll be using 60% of the time. You want to strike once, and if you're feeling risky, maybe twice. And then after that, jump over the opponent. As you jump over them, you are invulnerable and it gives you time to pick your next victim. Your target after you jump over an enemy can be that same exact enemy, which is the most effective way to beat ninjas and goons with stun sticks. You can also attack someone else who is open and vulnerable from head-on attacks. An example of an open enemy is one who is holding a pipe, a baseball bat, a gun, a throwable, or a medic. Avoid enemies who have shields and who are padded with armor for right now. You want to repeat this process of evading and striking until you reach a ×5 combo, and at this point, you want to use your special combo instant takedown, specifically on any goons that are armored or any brutes, because you won't have time to beat them down with everybody else to focus on. Now eventually, you will get to the point where you can handle that, but for the sake of the guide, we're going to keep it simple so anybody can follow along. If there are no brutes or armored guards, then don't activate the special combo instant takedown. The reason I say this is because if you don't use it, Batman and all playable characters will enter a state called Free Flow Focus Mode. While in this state, your character will react and move faster, lowering your chance of getting hit. However, as soon as you use a special combo move, Free Flow Gadget, break your combo, or get hit, you will automatically exit this mode. Repeat this process for the entire fight. If you ever come across an opponent that you yourself are having trouble fighting, feel free to use the instant combo takedown. When you come across goons with shields, you have 2 ways of handling them. One way is to use the aerial assault. You're invulnerable while using this move on a shielded enemy, but vulnerable when using it on any other. The safer option is once you get to a ×5 combo, Use your Disarm and Destroy move to break the enemy's shield. You can use this move to render baseball bats, stun batons, and guns useless as well. If there are gun crates in the challenge map, you want to wait for an enemy to take a gun out of the crate. Once he has it out of the crate, use Disarm and Destroy before he starts shooting at you to destroy the gun. Once this happens, the trick is that the gun crate will no longer be usable by any of the goons in the entire challenge map. You also want to keep in mind that while every character can perform the instant takedown, only Batman, Deathstroke, Azrael, and Batgirl can perform the Disarm and Destroy move. This means that for every other character other than these four, when faced with a shielded opponent, you must use the Aerial Assault. Let's talk about the Backlash Slam. I wouldn't recommend using this move in Arkham City or Origins mid-fight, since you're vulnerable to attack during the animation. However, in Arkham Knight, this move is overpowered. It's much faster than in any of the other games, to the point where you can spam it. You are invulnerable while the animation plays, and if you're quick enough on the draw, you won't get hit while starting it up. The best way to do this is to continually jump over an enemy, use Backlash Slam, repeat, and add any other moves when necessary. The Ultra Cape Stun is not necessary to use in Arkham Knight or Origins, but in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, you have to use it against the giant Titan monstrosities to take them out.
Time for a workout.
Now let's talk about helpful moves that I consider to be secondary. You don't need to use them, but they can definitely help. These moves include the Batarang, REC Gadget, Freeze Blast, and Glue Grenades. I only recommend using the Batarang if an enemy has picked up an item and they're looking to throw it at you, or if an enemy has a gun and you're too far away to use Disarm and Destroy. As for the Freeze Blast and the Glue Grenades, these moves are extremely helpful for stopping dangerous enemies in their tracks for a little bit. The REC Gadget is very easy to use and can help especially when faced with bosses like the Abramovich twins, as it causes them to attack goons that are nearby them. The other special combo moves can be helpful, but they are by no means necessary. Keep in mind that nearly every character has at least one of those moves or another unique to them, so utilize them at your discretion.
Maybe this'll be a challenge.
Now, the tertiary moves that are completely optional include the counter and the blade dodge takedown. While these can be extremely effective and helpful, they pose a great risk if you're not used to them. It's a gamble if you want to use them or not, but either way, it's easier to just evade these enemies and attack them from behind, or in another way. If you do, however, want to attempt the blade dodge takedown on the enemies with knives and the ninjas, if you're successful, it's an instant takedown.
You're finished.
Finally, we have the finishing moves. While they're not quite fatalities, they are definitely brutalities. I only recommend using these moves on the last enemy at the end of a fight or round because they leave you vulnerable to attack for a prolonged period of time. These moves include the ground pound and the beatdown. While you can pull off a beatdown in some cases mid-fight, because you can still counter and react to other enemies while performing this move, once you perform a ground pound, you're locked into the animation and you can't cancel it. So if you want to use a ground pound, make sure that you do it in the appropriate situation and you're clear to do so because it's the riskiest move in all of the games. With that being said, congratulations. Your training is now complete and it's time for you to put it to good use by returning to Gotham City and continuing to send wave after wave of goons to a lifetime of physical and mental therapy, in between collecting ridiculous amounts of little green trophies. And don't be shy if you have any questions. The Riddler certainly isn't. Leave yours in the comments down below and I will be glad to answer them. Also, thank you so much for watching this video. If it was helpful, hit the like button down below and hit subscribe. It really helps me out. And speaking of, I am so close to 1,000 subscribers, and once we hit it, keep on the lookout because I'm going to have an epic video, very, very special, that you're not going to want to miss. With that being said, I appreciate each and every single one of you. You guys are the best, and I will see you in the next one. Peace be with you, and stay whelmed.